Digital marketing is so important right now just because of the way the world works, and people expect you as a business to be digital and be available digitally. They want to find you digitally, and then they want to interact with you digitally. So if you have no online presence, you're kind of a dinosaur at this point. I am attorney Stacy Schlemmer. I am a partner at Peterson Burke & Cross. We have offices in Green Bay and in Appleton, and I focus my practice on family law, although our firm does cases for family law, personal injury, and estate planning. Lindsay and I led the session on marketing and giving some, in my opinion, tips and tricks as to what can work for solo and small firms. We wanted to reach people where they were. So whether people have a large budget or no budget to spend on marketing, just giving different tips and tricks. So utilizing social media, utilizing keywords, utilizing internet searches, and knowing how to set up your website properly, things like that. So digital marketing is so important right now just because of the way the world works, and people expect you as a business to be digital and be available digitally. They want to find you digitally, and then they want to interact with you digitally. So if you have no online presence, you're kind of a dinosaur at this point, and you'll be lucky to reach a lot of people who you may want to reach in terms of your ideal clients. And that's a part of what we were talking about during our session, is figuring out who is your ideal client. Who are you trying to reach? Who do you want to work with? And how do you reach them in the best way possible? I really think having a plan going into your marketing is going to make or break whether you're successful with your marketing efforts. You can have a beautiful website, but if nobody knows who you are, or you're attracting the wrong people because you haven't put together your ideal client or a strategic plan, it's not going to help you. So you want to have a plan going into it with what is your brand, who are you trying to reach, what do you want to accomplish by it, and then, kind of work backwards. What kind of website would attract those people? What kind of messaging would attract those people? And that goes for whether it's a website or social media. It all plays into what you are looking to accomplish. So if you haven't done that legwork and that groundwork, you might be spinning your wheels and you might be spending some money you don't have to be spending. If you're talking about digital marketing for a website, I think it's very important to have the search engine optimization down, whether you do that on your own or through a marketing agency like Lindsay's. Above the Bar does a great job with that, but there are other options out there. Plenty of people have their own websites. But having that search engine optimization so people can find your website, that's huge. Like I said before, you can have the most beautiful website, have the most content of anybody out there, but if nobody's getting to your website, it doesn't do you any good. Now, beyond just the search engine optimization, I think having an attractive website is nice, because if people are looking for a professional, they're expecting a certain level of professionalism in their online presence as well. So whether that's on a website or on social media, just having clean messaging. What do you do? Make it easy to find, make it easy for people to have a call to action, that if they want to work with you, they can find your email address really easily, or they can find your phone number really easily. I would say those are the most important pieces of not only a website, but also on your social media marketing, is making sure people know how to get to you. You might have a great message and people want to work with you, but they don't know what your phone number is. That's a big no-no. You don't want to be in that situation. So I know a couple of ethical no-nos are obviously talking about specific clients or using names or business entities that you are working with. If you are posting a photo from the courthouse or something, make sure your client's face isn't in it. Just simple things like that might slip through because you're used to posting on maybe a personal Facebook page. And then when you go to try to share content on a professional page, it's just different. You have to keep those things in mind. Also, I've always had as a rule of thumb, steer away from saying, I am the best attorney out there. I'm the only attorney who can help you on these things. That's an ethical no-no. You need to shy away from that. You can say you're a good attorney. You can say you're an excellent attorney. I wouldn't say you're the best ever. Just from an ethical standpoint, you can get into a little bit of hot water with that. put together a strategic plan, put together a marketing plan, put together a budget for the whole firm or for individual attorneys in terms of what marketing dollars they have available to them or to the firm. You don't want to get into a situation where you are outspending your budget if you're hiring outside help for marketing or for advertising and things like that. I think that's an easy way where people can get into trouble really quick because they don't realize how expensive it can get if you don't have those parameters in place or have a clear understanding with an advertising or marketing agency as to what your expectations and budget is compared to what they may have in mind that they want you to spend. So we wanted to obviously have good personalities that we're working with. We really liked Lindsay and her team. Also, other things to consider are examples of past work. So we would look at other websites that have been built by that company, other marketing that they had done for other firms to see, does this align with what we want, what our brand message is, things like that. And we needed help with basically covering all the time it takes to do the marketing of a firm. It takes a lot of time, and we need to practice law in order to keep the lights on. So having that extra set of hands, so to speak, to help with the online content, to help write blogs, to help post on our website, to help post on social media, all of that helps take stuff off of our plate so that we can focus on practicing law. For our firm, we track referral sources, and that helps direct us so that when we're putting together a budget for the upcoming year, what worked, what didn't work, what was the most bang for our buck, where do we want to put our money, where do we not want to put our money. If you spend a ton of money on pay-per-click ads, but you have no data to support that that money went to bring in a good amount of clients or good clients in general, maybe you want to switch that up and try something different and see if there's a change. That's something that our firm did for our personal injury section. Personal injury is a really hard area to advertise in when you're up against some of the really big players with huge marketing budgets. So we stopped doing pay-per-click ads for 1 year to see if it made a difference, and it really didn't. So we decided we're going to cut that from our budget. We're going to focus on other things, adding more of our online content, adding more of our social media, and focusing things elsewhere. I think one of the key takeaways from our presentation is to take time and focus on developing your brand. What is your brand? What do you want it to be? Maybe it's not what it is currently and you want to change it. How do you get to that? How do you portray yourself to the general public and who you are trying to attract as a client? Not only that, but then doing that research and analysis into what is your ideal client, it all comes back to that. If you don't have those things clear, you're not going to be able to put together a clear marketing plan, and you can be throwing money down the drain thinking you have an idea of what you're doing and being unsuccessful because you just don't have a clear goal. I do think that social media presence is important just because of the world we live in. So many people expect to be able to find you on social media. So if you don't have a social media presence or pages on basic social media like Facebook or LinkedIn, it's important to do that just so that people can find you. They might want to just look at your online presence on your socials to get a sense of who you are. Maybe not a personal Facebook page, but if they have a professional Facebook page for you that they can look at, see things you've written, see videos that you've put out there, learn a little bit more about what your practice area is like, they might feel more comfortable with picking up the phone and calling you or writing a big retainer check. I mean, these are big investments for a lot of people who are hiring us, so they want to know that they're comfortable with who they are signing on.